Hello, New City team. This is Christoph with Kaiserworks presenting the New City offices at 829 North First Avenue. I'm going to show us 4 different test fit plans. These are sort of in order of chronology. We started with this first plan. I'm going to get us to the plan that we think is most favorable, which is our fourth plan. Just to orient, west is up in this plan, north is to the right, east is down. This is the orientation of the realtor's plan. We decided to keep that orientation for the purpose of this exercise. This is one of the vertical circulation cores. We actually arrived by coming to the top of the stairs that are just off screen to the east in this case. So we came in and walked across this floor here. Standing here at this location looking towards the west is this scene right here. And I think one of the sort of coolest aspects of this space is the natural light, the tall windows, high ceilings, and also the materiality of just that red brick. This is an Ardex temporary flooring, but I actually think a floor like this could be a nice fit for this space. From what I can tell, it looks like there's either white oak or maple hardwood flooring underneath of at least portions of this Ardex material. So going back to this particular iteration, we're showing the 3 executive suites tucked underneath of that existing hard lid. So this line here and this line here denotes that mezzanine space that is overhead, and so we are positioning the executive suites underneath of that hard lid, making use of that, and letting the, let's say, bullpen and common space enjoy that vertical open space that's remaining to the west. In this iteration, we were using really just an effort to get as many chairs accommodated as possible. We're using the perimeter as a continuous desk runner that has other desks that can grow off of it. Plan 2 really is just a variation on that. If you had groupings or pairs of desks that are facing each other, looking into that space with a conference room as sort of the common lunchroom, casual lunchroom. This assumes that the conference room does not need to be private, but that this would be an open shared conference room. And moving to this third plan here, we have the executive suites marching along the north edge of that space. Ideally, these would be glass, so you'd have floor to ceiling glass, so any fenestration would still be allowing natural light to come into this center area here. Here again, we have this perimeter condition, which is admittedly, it's a bit relentless in this iteration here. We have 2 options that we're showing for the kitchen. One is tucked up into this corner, and if we could afford it, we would probably eliminate these as workstations and do full height storage flanking that. So this would become either more of a proper kitchen or kitchen slash file storage. I could see there being a library ladder in here and really making use of that, the verticality that's in that space. In this last iteration here, this was our most favorable. Once we landed here, we said this is probably the smartest configuration of the space. And I like a few things that are happening here. This was very quickly and loosely laid out, but the idea would be that to the area that is directly east of this existing stair area would be a lounge area, which would have a variation of seating. I could see there being a sectional sofa in the corner with some occasional seating distributed around it, combined with some 2-top or 4-top tables. So you could come out here and have a little group meeting, or you could take over a portion of that sectional sofa. But this would be informal use, but also additional meeting space. Again, this line here is where you're stepping from underneath of the hard lid out to this upper higher ceiling area. We have 1 executive suite that's sort of officially on the outside of the office, if you consider this being the line of threshold walking into the office. We also talked potentially about letting this just be solid glass all the way through, and you'd actually get into the office by walking around the corner. So everything beyond this line is how you access the office. The way we have it laid out here presumes sort of a fluidity with whoever your neighbor tenant will be, or whoever the upstairs tenant will be. We just assume you're going to be happy neighbors, and so much sort of prescriptive delineation of space is not necessary. So this plan, I think, can toggle. It can be either or. One of the things we like about this plan is it uses the conference room as an anchor point to the space while still allowing for people to enjoy that space. So having the vertical ceiling above, having the openness around that table lets you kind of enjoy the space as it is, as a nice open space, while still having the program need of a conference table met. So coming into the space here, we're seeing, again, perimeter conditioned workspace going all the way around. This is showing 12 workstations, 3 of which are sort of facing back into the room, presumably with something like a library shield or a piece of millwork that comes across to give partial privacy to the people that are working here, to the people that are in the conference. The 2 executive suites are tucked up into this southwest corner of the space, enjoying great natural light. Again, if we can use glazing as the wall that separates the executive suite from common space, natural light is going to still come through and into that common area. This is the existing storage room that is located just around this corner. So there you have it. There are some variations that we can discuss in person, but I wanted to get these 4 general plan directions to you to get your thoughts on them, and this would of course come with rounds of iteration as we would move towards schematic design. Thank you.